going to be doing today is dropping the fuel tank on the 88 YJ. So, first thing you want to do, come over here to the driver's side. And then you have this piece of plastic trim that's up under the corner of the body. You want to pull that down. That way you can kind of get to the fuel hoses, the fill and the vent hose. Now what we're going to do is, since we have replacement hoses, we're not going to try to take them loose. We're just going to, because those are so crusty, we're just going to cut them. We're just going to cut the hoses to drop the tank, and then we'll get the hoses loose and put the new ones on when the tank goes back up.
And the whole problem with that was they was smelling of fuel when it was full, right?
Yes, because they're extremely dry rotted. So all the fuel's backing up through that. And the guy that this was purchased from says if you filled it up too much, it would pour fuel out of the vent hose and the fill hose. So it may be leaking from elsewhere up top, but we have all the gaskets that's going to cover that. So what we're going to do first, get these two, the vent hose and the fill hose, cut, and then we're going to move to the tank, get the bolts loose for it, and drop this joker down. All right, we got the tank down. We went ahead and
told you before, once we had the tank down, we put these other 4 bolts in for the bumper. Got 2 there and 2 there, and you can't get to them without taking this tank down. So that's why we was waiting on that.
All right, now we're gonna go ahead and take the sending unit out of the fuel tank. We blew it all off, got it cleaned up, so nothing should fall down inside. Now just be mindful of the ground wire that goes to the top of the sending unit. Don't jerk the harness and swing it around and all this kind of stuff. You don't want to break that off. So you want to get this one loose. What size was that? That was 8mm on these bolts. Look at that, none are breaking. That's a positive. Good. Now you want to make sure nothing, even though you cleaned it off, I do see some stuff around the edge, make sure nothing falls in the tank. So just carefully lift her on up. You don't want to swing it around or anything like that. Be careful you don't bend the float. That's the filter we're going to change. She looks, there's some junk on the bottom of it. She definitely needs to be changed. And the gasket that's on the bottom of the sending unit. We have a new one of those as well. Get that peeled off here. We may not have needed it, but since it's all coming apart, we're going to put a new one. So let's get that cleaned off here. Shaking loose. Shake it up, baby. Shake it up. Now let's see here. Take a peek inside the tank, see if there's any kind of nastiness. There's a little bit. It ain't too bad though.
At least it's not a metal tank.
Yeah, thank God it's not a metal tank. I mean, there is some stuff floating around inside here. I'm not gonna stick my hands inside. Get it gross. Not gross, but nasty.
Ain't enough to waste that gas, so.
No, we're not gonna afford that. Tell you, some of that stuff could have came off whenever I was removing the bolts for the sending unit. Those there could have went down inside, because that's, no, actually no, because those are captured inside the housing. I don't know, but we're not going to fool with it. She's still clean. Get that wiped off good. Alright, we got the fuel pump, or the sending unit down in place with the lock ring. I got a little bit ahead of myself, wasn't paying attention, so I had to take the bolts back out and get this upper lock ring back down into place. So now, we're going to replace one of these vents. I only purchased one. I wasn't aware that there was 2 on this tank.
It only called for 1.
Yeah, it only called for 1. So what we're going to do, we're just going to replace this one on this side. Yeah, we're just going to replace this one instead of that one, because this side, if we ever do have to replace it, we could just lower the side of the tank down and then get to that a little bit easier. So we're just going to get this out. Should just pop up. Pry it out of here. Just like that. Easy peasy. That's actually still good, but it doesn't matter, we're changing it. So we'll get some of this dirt out of our way. I want that falling in the tank. A little bit did, but that's what we have a filter for. New gasket. Just spray or some WD-40 or Vaseline or whatever you have. Get that down in place. That's on. Seal up. It's a new valve. like that. Turn it where it needs to be turned, which is the passenger side that actually faces towards the sending unit. That's how that fuel line will attach to it. And that should be about it. We're ready to throw the tank back up.
All right, we just finished getting the filler neck in. He's patching that, well, not patching it, but putting that little shield back up in that corner. We got the tank back in. Went smooth. Now we won't have to worry about that again. So with that, we got the locker in, we got the tank took care of, and it's probably about it for this video. You wanna
That's about it.
you wanna say bye?
Like, share, and subscribe. Appreciate you guys.
We'll see y'all.
See you next time.